What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode here at the Game Nights. Titan here. You're probably wondering where the fuck are the other members of those fucking Game Nights, but you know what? They're on vacation. Those bastards left me behind, and you know what? Sucks for them, because you know what? You got, better for you guys, because you got me here, you know, bringing you guys these hot deck profiles. That is the video for today, just letting you guys know in case you didn't read the title of the video. But anyways, yeah, so we are coming at you with my Eldlich deck profile today. It is going to be Zombie Eldlich, to be precise, with Pot of Extravagance. Yeah, guys, so I'm really excited to show you guys this deck profile today. It's going to be a real good one. I really hope that you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure that you share the video, because we always appreciate it here at the Game Nights. Make sure that you hit that notification bell just so that you're always notified when we upload a new video. And also, guys, you guys can follow us on Facebook now. We have a Facebook page. The link will be in the description below, so definitely go ahead and check us out there. But yeah, guys, without any further ado, let's get right on into the deck profile. Alright, so let's get started into the deck profile. So first off, guys, we are going to be playing 3 copies of Eldlich the Golden Lord. So obviously you can't have an Eldlich deck without the Golden Boy himself. Basically what he reads is that I can send himself and one other spell or trap that's in my hand to the graveyard, and it allows me to target a card on the field and send it. Keep in mind that it sends, it does not destroy. So if there are things that do trigger from destruction, they cannot trigger because they got sent instead. So that's a really neat little effect. And then also its second effect, which I think is the best effect. Basically, if he's in the graveyard and I control a spell or trap, I can go ahead and send that spell or trap to the graveyard, and then I can add the Eldlich back to my hand, and then it does allow me to special summon one zombie monster from my hand. Now, I would say about 98 to 99% of the time it is going to be Eldlich himself, so he goes all the way up to 3,500, and then he can also not be destroyed by card effects. That is an additional effect on the zombie monster that is special summoned. So obviously that's really good. You know, it gets big really fast, and it is kind of difficult for your opponent to deal with. I would not play any less than 3. You actually probably could get away with 2 in this build, but yes, I definitely would play 2 to 3 for sure. Then, for the next card that I play, which makes this deck super crazy, is the Doom King Baladrosh. I play 2 copies of him. So basically what he reads, guys, as long as there is a field spell in the field zone, this guy just keeps coming back. So you can link him away, and then during your opponent's standby, he just comes back. So if you have him and Zombie World, Doom King Baladrosh becomes very, very scary. Basically what this card does when he is on the field and you have Zombie World, he reads that when there's another zombie monster effect that activates, which now all of your opponent's monsters are now zombies, with Zombie World on the field, you can do one of 2 things. You can do both of these effects in the same turn, however you can not do them in the same chain. So the first effect is you can negate that monster's effect, and then the second one is you can banish one monster on the field or in the graveyard. So both of those effects, guys, are really good, and of course it's a quick effect. Really, really good. This is probably one of the main cards that allows like zombies to really grind in the meta, and yeah, like just being able to negate stuff continuously, like I said, just having this guy to just keep coming back is just really, really good. So I would play no more than 2. You definitely don't need to max out on that. You definitely don't want to be breaking on all your big zombies. So then next, so this is going to be the best starter in the deck, and it is your Unizombie. I play 3 copies of Unizombie. This is by far the best normal summon in the deck. So what he reads is that you can target one face-up monster on the field, and then you can discard 1 card, and then his level is increased by 1. So that's important because it's a discard. There are a lot of zombies that you want in the graveyard, mostly Eldlich and Baladrosh. So just get them into the graveyard. You can also send your Glow Up Bloom into the graveyard, or your Necro Banshee, which you guys will see here in a second. And then it has a second effect where you can target another monster on the field. Of course, you can target itself. And then you can send a zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard. So that's really handy. You can send, like your Glow Up Bloom, you can send those high-level zombie monsters to really get your plays going. So yeah, Unizombie, definitely your best play starter. So yeah, I would play no less than 3 for sure. Then next, I do play 2 copies of Shiranui Solitaire. This card, basically all he's in the deck for is to just turbo out my Unizombie. I really usually don't summon anything off of Solitaire's effect other than Unizombie, so that's really all he's in here for, but I would play at least 2. You could max him out at 3 if you want, but I think 2 is more than fine. Then I do play some hand traps. I do play 2 copies of Ash Blossom, and then I do play 1 copy of Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill. You could just make this the 3rd Ash Blossom, honestly. Really doesn't matter. I just wanted to throw in the Moonlit Chill just to kind of give my deck a little more versatility and give some effect negation. But yeah, so any hand traps I think would be fine, but I think Ash is probably your best one. Then, for the next card I play 1 copy of Glow Up Bloom, the retrain of Glow Up Bulb. So basically what this card reads is that when it is sent to the graveyard, you can banish it from the graveyard, and then you can add a level 5 or higher zombie monster from your deck to your hand. So that's a neat little effect. However, the best part is if you happen to have Zombie World on the field. Then, if you trigger the Glow Up Bloom's effect, you can then special summon the zombie that you added. So that's really nice, just being able to, dump this off the Unizombie. You have Zombie World on the field, boom, it just automatically, you just banish the Glow Up Bloom after you send it to the graveyard, and then you just special out your Baladrosh or your Eldlich, whatever you happen to need at the time. Then, next, I play 1 copy of Necroworld Banshee. This card is really, really good just to be able to turbo into your Zombie World. What it reads is that you can banish itself from the field or from the graveyard to be able to automatically activate Zombie World straight from your deck. So that is a really, really nice effect. Also, if you happen to have Banshee on the field, with Zombie World on the field as well, it actually protects Zombie World. So it makes it so that your opponent cannot destroy Zombie World with card effects. So that's a nice little effect too. And it's an 1800 beater, so not half bad. Then next I play 1 copy of Mizuki. This is actually the last card in the deck. I don't think you need to play more than 1 copy. Heck, you could probably cut this entirely if you really want. It's just another target that you can send to the graveyard. And then what Mizuki reads is that you can banish him from the graveyard and then target 1 zombie monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So yeah, that's basically all he is in here for. I really don't think you need to play more than 1 of this guy. So that is it for the monsters, guys. So before I go off into the spells, I'm just going to send out a quick reminder again to like, comment, and subscribe to the video if you have not already. Make sure that you share the video as well, as we appreciate it here at the Game Nights. But yeah, let me continue. So now we're off onto the spells. The first one, I play 3 copies of Cursed Eldland. Alright, so his Palace. So this card is really good. So one restriction it does have is that when this card is on the field, you can only attack with zombies. Now that won't matter if you have Zombie World on the field. However, if you do not, keep in mind you won't attack with anything other than your zombies, which is most likely what you'll have on the field anyways. Not really a big deal. So it has 2 effects. So the first effect being, you can pay 800 life points, and then you can either add Eldlich, the Golden Boy himself, from your deck to your hand, or you can add a Golden Land from your deck to your hand. So that's kind of nice. So you'll be able to add your Conquistador, your Aquero, or your Golden Land forever. You'll see those here in a bit. And then the second effect is that when it is sent from the field to the graveyard, from the spell and trap zone, you can send 1 Eldlich monster or 1 Golden Land spell or trap from your deck to the graveyard. So this is a neat little effect. Typically what you'll do is you'll have this guy on the field, and then if you have Eldlich in the graveyard, you can send the Cursed Eldland to the graveyard in order to grab back the Eldlich and then special summon it. And then you can trigger the Cursed Eldland's effect to be able to dump you another Golden Land spell or trap just to gain more advantage. So I would for sure play no less than 3 copies of Cursed Eldland. Then next, I play 3 copies of Elixir of Black Awakening. So this card is really good, guys. This card lets me special summon 1 zombie monster from my hand or deck in defense position, keyword deck. If you do not have Eldlich on the board, it has to be Eldlich. That's totally fine. I typically want to summon him anyways. But yeah, this card is really, really good, just being able to grab any of those big zombie guys like Baladrosh, or if you need to get into that Unizombie to start your plays. Really, really good. All of the Eldlich spells and traps, they all have an effect where they can banish themselves from the graveyard in order to directly set a new card. So the Eldlixirs, when you banish an Eldlixir, which you can banish this one, as well. You can't do them in the same turn, keep that in mind. But if you do, you can directly set from your deck a Golden Land trap card. So the Eldlichers will grab your Golden Lands, and then your Golden Lands, when they're banished, they will grab your Eldlichers. So it just depends on what you have in the graveyard. But yeah, I would definitely, in this build, I would definitely play 3 copies of Black Awakening. I do play 1 copy of the White Destiny. I don't think this card is as important in this build. You could cut it. I definitely think it's still useful to 1. It does still sometimes come up. This card reads that I can special summon 1 zombie monster from my hand or graveyard. And of course, if it's not Eldlich, then it has to be Eldlich himself. But again, same idea, just has the ability to banish and be able to directly set. This one getting you a Golden Land. Then I do play Pot of Extravagance as an Extravagance build. So I do play 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. You really don't need your extra deck too much in this build. Basically just going into like a few odd monsters. Really, most of the time it's going to be Sucker, just being able to draw you cards, or maybe if you need to go into a Bull Sword or another card, another nice little tech I will show you guys here in a second, just to kind of like end the game. But yeah, Pot of Extravagance is literally Pot of Greed in this build. Definitely would play no less than 3. Then next, the main field spell, of course, your Zombie World. So this basically, when it is activated, it turns everything on the field into zombies. This can literally shut down one of the best decks in the meta right now, and that is Dragon Link. You play this card, and it becomes very, very difficult for them to play the game. Actually, they can't play the game because nothing is a dragon. They can't go into Romulus to start the Romulus play. Yeah, so they really have to get rid of that Zombie World, or they're just like not having a good time. And yeah, it does hurt a lot of decks in the meta. So Zombie World is great, and then of course I do play 1 Terraforming in order to grab the Zombie World. So don't need to say much more about that. Then next off, I play 1 copy of Foolish Burial. Don't really need much explanation as to why Foolish Burial is in the deck. It is a zombie deck. There's a lot of things you want in the graveyard. This just allows you to do that. Alright, that is it for the spells. Next off into the traps, I play 3 copies of Elixir of Sarlet Sanguine. So this is one of the best trap cards that they have. Basically, it's very similar to Black Awakening. It does allow you to special summon a zombie monster from your deck or graveyard. Of course, if you do not have Eldlich, it has to be Eldlich. That's fine. And then, of course, it has another ability to banish itself and directly set a Golden Land card. So yeah, so this is going to be one of the main ones, other than Black Awakening, to really turbo into Eldlich and Baladrosh. Would not be surprised if this card ends up getting put to 1 at some point. Surprised that they didn't in the last list, to be quite honest. Then, so to pair off with the Sanguine, I play 2 copies of Conquistador. So basically what this card does is that when it is activated, you can special summon it as a trap monster. And if you happen to have Eldlich on the board, you can destroy 1 card on the field. It is non-targeting, so that's really, really nice. Just another great way to remove some threats. And then of course you can banish it, and then directly set the Elixirs. And then same thing with Haquero. So what Haquero does is that when it is activated, you can banish a card in the graveyard. Now, of course, that is, again, if Eldlich is on the board. Same thing, just banish it. You can special a Elixir spell, or a trap, sorry, because the Sanguine's a trap. And then for the last Eldlich spell or trap card that I play Golden Land Forever. This is just your, kind of like your Solemn Judgment in the deck. Basically, when a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, while I control an Eldlich, I contribute 1 zombie monster and negate the activation and destroy it. So just another negate. Don't really need to explain too much. And then the last 2 cards that I play is, of course, the Infinite Impermanence. I would highly recommend playing a 3rd one. You could drop maybe Mizuki or any other card that maybe you guys didn't like in the profile and just put in the 3rd Impermanence. But I 110% I would play Impermanence, seeing as it is this is a trap deck. So that is it for the main deck, guys. I'm just going to real quickly go over in the extra deck. Like I said, it is an Extravagance build. You really don't need to worry too much about the extra deck. It can be pretty much anything that you want to play. Just kind of use it as a guideline to what you can play in your build. So for the ones that I play 1 copy of Link Haribo and 1 copy of Relinquished Anima. I felt like the Anima kind of suited the deck. I don't really need to explain too much about those. Then I do have 2 copies of Sucker. You could bump this up to 3 since you are playing Extravagance. This card just is probably one of the main links that I usually like ever go into. Just being able to, you know, when Baladrosh gets specialed from the graveyard using his own effect, I just get to draw cards. So Sucker is going to be the main one that I'll want to go into. Then another Link 2 zombie that I could go into is Avenged Savior. It does have some attack manipulation during the damage step. So, I mean, if you need to get over something, then Savior can come in handy for that. Then I do play 1 copy of Beat Cop. I do play a decent number of Darks, so you can actually make this card handy, just being able to kind of give you some spot protection to any one of your cards if you happen to use it using 2 Darks. Then I play 1 copy of Barricade Board Blocker. This card's really nice because it can grab you back your Zombie World. You can also grab back your Cursed Eldlands, as it also grabs continuous spells as well. Then for my Link 4s, these could be any Link 4s. These are just kind of, you know, game enders. Really push for that damage. I play 1 copy of Boral Load. I have a Boral Sword, and then I also have a Unchained Abomination. So like I said, these cards can be any Link 4s, honestly, guys. They could be Avramax, they could be Access Code Talker, it could be anything like that. They're just utility cards that I could go into if it happens to come up. Mostly Boral Sword just as kind of a game ender. I do play some Synchro Monsters. There are a decent amount of tuners. Obviously, you have your Unizombies as tuners, your Hand Traps, your Glow Up Bloom. So you can go into these. Again, they could be any Synchro Monsters that you want. I play 1 level 7, which is my Cyber's Quantum Dragon, and then 1 level 8, which is my Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. There are some better level 8s, of course, in the game right now. But just being with an Extravagance build, I don't really think you need to play Borreload Savage Dragon. I think this one is more than fine, or you could play Cypherring Lord Omega. That's also a great card if you play the Gamma package. And then with Quantum, he's neat, whereas he can just bounce cards when you swing into things. There are other level 7s. One other level 7 you could play is the Red Eyes Zombie Necro Dragon, the new like Synchro Monster that came out in the Structure deck. You could play that as well. But yeah, both of these cards I think are more than fine. And then for the last cards I play 3 Xyz monsters. The first one being the Constellar Pallades. You can make this using your Golden Land trap cards. They are both level 5. Your Haquero and your Conquistador, so you can use that to make Pallades. Use its effect to shuffle away something, which is neat. And then for the last 2 cards that I play, these are just kind of game pushers. Is the Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max and the Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Juggernaut Libe. This card is actually kind of insane, guys. Just being able to go up to 6k, being able to attack into 3 different monsters is just fantastic. It really does push for game. And yeah, that's basically it, guys. That rounds off the entire extra deck, and that rounds off the deck profile. I really hope that you guys enjoyed me breaking it down a little bit for you guys. Yeah, let us know what you guys thought. Really throw those comments at us. We really like to read every single comment that you guys bring at us. And yeah, guys, stay tuned for the next video. Peace.